have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hate it, but she know that. Shawty hate it, but she know, baby.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Shavana, and as you can see today, we're outside again. It's a beautiful day outside, and I was just like, your girl needs this vitamin D getting in her skin. I gotta record a video. Might as well be outside. It's beautiful. It feels amazing. There's no place I would rather be than outside. In today's video, I want to talk about chasing your dreams. And I know it sounds cliche. Everyone talks about, you gotta chase your dreams, do what you want, do what you please, follow your passions and your desires and all those good things. My birthday is in a month, exactly. Not exactly, actually, in like 3 weeks. Now I've been thinking heavily about all the time I've wasted fearing opportunities or the possibilities that I can have with just chasing your dreams. You never know what path life is going to take you down. Just because you're going after something, not saying you can't get it, but what I'm saying is, you don't know what God actually has for you. Your dream may lead you to exactly where you're supposed to be, and that's why you have that desire in your heart to begin with. And this entire year, I've just been doing what's been on my heart and what I feel that I should be doing, or just following those desires that I have inside. It's leading me to these wonderful spaces and these wonderful people and these wonderful things. I just think about, yeah, we can't change the past, but think about how much time we waste just full of regrets, full of disappointments, stuck in the past. And now I'm in a space where I see nothing but opportunities, nothing but space for growth and expansion. Like, that's all I see. It's like I thought my mind was very full out and just optimism before, but now I don't see any limitations. I don't see any obstacles that can actually prevent me from what God has for me. And I know it's a direct connection with my faith and my belief and strength, and with my relationship with God. It's also faith in myself as well, knowing that with having God with me, I'm capable of anything. I can do and reach any that I go after, because it's already mine. It's meant for me, and God wouldn't place those desires on my heart if I can't reach. And that was just something that's just been on my mind lately. We talk ourselves out of so many things in our lives, when in reality, stop thinking, just do. Don't think. And I know me, I'm an overthinker, so naturally I'm in my head way too long. And me, because I can be in my head for so long, I would quickly talk myself out of something, like, oh, maybe this and maybe that, or this could be this, and it's all these wish, coulds, shoulds, possibilities, all the possibilities. And it's like, in reality, they don't exist, because anything is possible. Everything in life is a probability. So if you're too focused on what can happen, you won't do. Because you're talking yourself into being afraid. Because we don't start off afraid. You can convince yourself that you're afraid of change. Because most of us are afraid of change. You're afraid of the new things. You're afraid of the possibilities. You're afraid of the things that can go wrong. In reality, you don't know what can happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen besides God or the universe or whatever you believe in. But if you're mostly on problems, that's all you're going to see. That's why they say mind over matter, because whatever your mind is fixated upon, that's what you're going to see in your reality. That's why they say be careful what you wish for, think positive thought, have a good mindset. Everything starts up here. So whatever's going on up here is what you're going to see out here. So if you're constantly thinking all these negative things are going to happen, all these negative situations, all you see is negative people, all you see are negative outcomes, and all you speak also, that's why they say be careful what you listen to, what you watch, and what you think, because all those things impact your reality. So that's why a lot of times I stopped watching reality TV years ago. I stopped listening. Like recently, I let up on the like real aggressive music, and I've been like on some more mellow, positive, self-healing type music, and it shifted my energy like on a day-to-day. Like I feel better, I wake up feeling good. Like it changes you because what you put in is what you get out. So that's why you got to be careful who you're around, what you're listening to, not just music wise, but people. What's going in one ear and coming out the other. Even if you believe you're not retaining some negative things, you are, because you're listening to it, you're around it. Our body and our nervous system takes in things whether we want to or not. That's why energy is important. That's why the company you keep is important. All those things are important because they directly affect your reality and the outcome of your life on your day-to-day. Those are just a couple things I've switched, and I've noticed how it's been blossoming recently. On top of those things, I also realized that no matter, our plans don't matter. You can have your whole entire life planned out, and everything might not go as planned because it's not your plan, it's God's plan, and it will forever be God's plan. And no matter where God may be leading you, that's where your faith comes in, because I'm to the point where my faith is so strong. Not saying I won't reach my goals, but I'm not focused on where I end up. I just know what I'm working towards. And I have faith that what's meant to happen will happen, and what's meant to be for me is already mine. And once you become at peace and at ease with that mindset, everything else goes smooth. Everything else happens exactly how it's supposed to happen. So a lot of times you just gotta get out of your head, because this will trick you into anything. Your mind can literally convince you you're not good enough, or you don't deserve something, or you're not worthy of something. Your mind will change your entire viewpoint of yourself, your life, the things you accept, your boundaries. It's all has to do with your mind. So if you are telling yourself that maybe it's not going to happen for you, maybe it's not all these negative thoughts that won't happen. So I just say all those things to say, just stay positive. Like, even if you can't keep yourself positive, keep people around you that pay attention to you enough to know when you're not your best self, when you're not being positive, when you're not in the best self, or just your best mood, when you're not in your best mood. Keep those type of people around you, because when you're not 100%, they can give you energy. They can fill you up. If you're lacking in like 30%, 40%, maybe even sometimes 50%, they can they're able to fill your cup, because they care about you and they love you that much. Same thing with the things you're watching. Maybe if you're not feeling your best, or things aren't going your way, you have to change something, whether it is the people you're hanging around, whether it's the things you're listening to, or just people don't understand. You can change your thoughts. You don't have to always think so negative. You don't have to always be such a Debbie Downer all the time. It all depends on perception. We can be looking at the same situation and perceive it completely different, all based off our viewpoints, our mindset. So I want you to sit there and really think, am I doing what's best for myself, my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health, my future self? Am I doing the things that'll make sure I end up where I'm supposed to be? Sometimes all it takes is a shift in some habit you're doing. You have to change something. In order to grow, in order to change, you have to change something. Obviously, who you are now and what you're doing now, something's not working. So that means you have to change something. It's time to shift something. Like I said, it could be the people you're around. Honestly, it could be one thing, but majority of the time when it's one thing, it's everything. When you're doing right in one place, it all pours over. So what makes you think when you're doing wrong in one place, it won't do the same? It all boils over into everything else, whether you want to believe that or not. But it's a fact. It's a true statement. What you're doing in one area in your life is going lacking somewhere. You need to have people who can hold you accountable. Because yes, you may be able to hold yourself accountable, but we're human and people need. For so long, I was in this space where I just thought I can do it all alone, all by myself, no help needed, no support needed. And then I grew up, then I matured mentally and emotionally and realized that we need family, we need friends. And family doesn't always have to be blood. Blood is not thicker than water. I mean, physically, yes, but actuality, no, it's not. Family is what you make it and who you make it with. Family are people you can count on. That's what makes you family. Not blood, not just being, not growing up together. It's people you can count on. And people that can count on you, because that's the other thing, it's not one-sided. It should never be one-sided. You want people in your life, you know, when it came down to it, they'll be there for you no matter what. And if they can't be there for you, they wish they could, but they'll be able to communicate that to you. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but yeah, just be mindful of what you're putting in, because if you don't like the outcome, you got to change what you're putting in. Diet, health-wise, everything is a direct cause of the effect you're getting. And I also wanted to say, just be grateful for those days you don't understand. Be grateful for those days you don't understand, because one day it'll all make sense. It's like pieces. Our life is like pieces to this puzzle. And one day you're gonna wake up and realize, that's why this happened. That's why I didn't get this. That's why that didn't work out. Rejection is redirection. That is a quote I would never forget. I would never not use. And still to this day rings truthful. Simply because once you change your mindset, you realize that what's meant for you is already yours. It's gonna be yours. What's meant to happen will happen, and did happen. That's why it happened. So, if that makes sense. So when it comes down to it, you start to realize, like, when things don't go as you planned or the way you want them to go, it's because your path is meant to go a different way. Maybe it's not meant to go down that road. Or maybe you had to hit the obstacle because something more detrimental was right there, but the obstacle prevented it. And a lot of people don't think like that. They're so caught up on, well, this didn't happen, me and so-and-so didn't work out, I lost this friendship, me and this family member, this, that, and the third. It's so many things that we can correlate to that type of situation, but the reality is you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're going to end up exactly where you're supposed to end up in whatever moment, in whatever time zone, and with whoever you're supposed to be. Rejection is redirection. You weren't supposed to get that job. You weren't supposed to be with that person. You weren't supposed to be around them. You weren't supposed to be in that situation. Because when you're protected and when you're being guided, that's how you have to look at it. Like, you have to look at it as that, because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I realize I've been so protected my entire life. Have I endured things? Yes. But when you endure, you gain resilience, and that's something that a lot of people would pay to have. You can't buy that. You earn it. You go through things, you work through things, and in the end, you get a strength inside of you that no one or nothing could take. No matter what is thrown at you, you're gonna keep going. You get that endurance, because it's like, if I felt so low before, like super low, down, low. Why would I not think